Okay, so I'm gonna do a short recap, and I hope that you guys will fill in whatever I'm gonna miss, because I might miss something. Basically, the main thing, and I'm saying that mostly for our Lady Inquisitor, the main thing that happened last session, which was 2 weeks ago, sorry for that, but real life, they managed to grab, I mean, you remember that you grabbed the Ducal Legate, then you took him to the Admiral's, fuck, in a moment I will grab the shit to remember his name, Admiral Reuter? Not Reuter, some game, name, I have that written down, but I just don't remember. Of course, they managed to like keep it contained, so nobody was unnecessarily like endangered with heresy and whatnot. Then you managed to mainly, was it Xantis that did this power that reduced this guy's willpower?
Yep.
Yes, yeah, obviously the Ducal Legate was like typical anti-Imperium speech that dogs of the Imperium, yada yada yada, I know how this works, you ain't gonna get anything from me, and then Xantis is like, snap his fingers, and he's using his power that reduced this fucker's willpower by 30 points or something. So by that point he was pretty willing to talk. And now for the questions that you asked, and yeah, I think unless Gabriel or Cadis states otherwise, that, or as in, if Cadis decides that some of this information she keeps that to herself and not inform Lady Inquisitor, then she can say that. But
no, she would have informed the Inquisitor entirely.
Okay, so
that's like the first thing she would do.
Yeah, among other questions,
she wouldn't want to antagonize some of the other members, but as far as her concerned, horrible demon monster means that she needs things.
Yeah. I will ask you like one question after I give the recap from what you learned, because I'm wondering if you told Inquisitor that too, what happened afterwards, after the interrogation, but we'll get to that. Yeah, so one of the questions was, I think they asked if Severan Dominate got corrupted, like if more of, like if the Severan itself, if the Duke himself is corrupted. And the guy said that as far as he's aware, he was like the only one, and he doesn't know if there are like other cells, and he's definitely sure that Duke is not corrupted, because yeah, he's not. It's not the step that the Duke wants to take yet. He's not that much pressured yet, mainly by Imperium. And now I don't remember what other questions were. Do any of the other players remember what they asked about the gate, and if they can give like Josh a recap what you learned, apart from the thing with Marabas? I remember that.
Oh yeah, the Demon of Sinch. The whole, oh shit, he's involved. Like, oh, charming. Demon. Let's be clear, the greater Demon of Sinch. Yep. Xanthus made like some really, really hard-ass demonology check. And said, like, oh, the name that the guy said a name and said he was going to get us, and Xanthus recognized the name as belonging to a greater demon of Zinch. This particular greater demon is capable of formulating, what were the words, labyrinthine plots?
Yep, something like that. Plots within plots within plots.
Yeah, that's what we're possibly up against.
And then there was a little bit of, not strife within the party, but
disagreements.
Disagreements, yeah.
A little cat fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Marabas is like the very thing at the end, and I don't remember like questions between that, if any other important piece of information was there.
We asked about, the fighting strength of the people who were facing.
We found out that. Sorry, we found out that the guy, the Severan Dominant planet, didn't know that the rogue trader we're after is currently on the planet.
On Sword. Yeah, that's what you learned, that the World government and Severan is not aware that the Krieger Karko is on site, on planet side. But yeah, about Marabas. Oh, that reminded me of another thing, but we'll get to that. Yeah, apart from that, basically, I think the role was good enough that I also said that Marabas is like Lord of Change, and he was like banished like for 1,000 years and 1 day, something like that. And so yeah, he basically has like a huge bone to pick with like Inquisition, and he had a lot of time to plot and plot and plot. He's really good at it. Well, the book states that he's good at it, and as a DM I'm not sure if I'm doing good politicking, but we'll see. But yeah, it's Greater Demon of Sinch.
Cheater.
And yeah, basically the one last thing, as just seconds before Legate's head got cut off by Cadis, he just said like, yeah, like Marabas will get you all, and then he died.
And then he died.
And yeah, now the question was, two things. One, I wanted to ask Cadis, did she, I don't want to say, fuck, what's the word in English? Like reported her companions to Lyra? I'm talking about that disagreement about that the entire like discussion after interrogation. Did she reported that to Lyra or not?
I'm not really remembering a discussion. Do you mean the little tete-a-tetes with...
The thing about the Severan Dominant, whether we should try to be diplomatic with them or...
And Mariana's argument was that a planet full of rebels is easier to pull under a wing and calm down than a planet full of corrupt chaos beings.
Xanthus said, I think, was that we don't have the power or authority to seek peace with the Severan Dominant. That's
we were gonna have Lyra go talk to the what's the name of that Inquisitor?
Lord Inquisitor Caden, if that's the one you're talking about.
Report all of this to him. That's what it was. That's why we had to stop.
And then,
I mean, there's nothing for Cadis to report as far as she's concerned. She's just more there in a...
Okay, so you don't say that.
Soldier role. But, I mean, if her opinion on this matter is asked, you're going to get an answer.
And vice versa, you'll also get a response from Mariana. Completely different.
That will be up to Lyra. But before we get to Lyra, I remember the thing that I wanted to ask and I forgot. Now I remember. Xanthis, how did you came to know about Marabas? Because, good role or not, Marabas is not a knowledge that's freely given. It's considered secret, mainly because, like, from logical point of perspective, it could be like, okay, so why we can't know about this huge evil guy? If you don't know about him, then we cannot like know how to counter him. And like Inquisition response is, well, if somebody knew about him, then maybe that person will like betray and work for this guy because he's such a such a chess master. It's like even in Inquisition, innocence proves nothing.
Didn't we say that, or didn't Xanthis say that he was the interrogator to Duke? Not Duke, Burp.
If he said anything, I don't remember
Inquisitor.
that. I don't remember that. Sorry.
I was just throwing out ideas, really, for how he could get that information without it being like, wow, how did that happen? And the one that made the most sense to me was in Xanthus's backstory, which I still have yet to put to actual print. Xanthus' backstory, his first Inquisitor that he actually rose up in the ranks under was actually a heretic himself, and so possessed of forbidden knowledge. It was only Xanthus himself left that Inquisitor when he figured out, like, oh, shit, this is heresy.
And that's how you survived.
But before he left, he learned all sorts of forbidden lore from this rogue, soon-to-be rogue Inquisitor. And so that, to me, made the most sense for how he managed to learn this without, well, dying in the process.
It's okay. I like it. Okay. Wait, I know that I wanted Lyra for something.
Thank you, Lord Drake Kaladin V.
Now I remember. Two things.
Really? You're even him?
Let me guess, is that another inside joke from your other campaign?
Yes. It's the Rogue Inquisitor from our previous
In the previous campaign,
negative 5,000 experience.
Lord Inquisitor Drake Kaladin in the previous campaign was the antagonist of that campaign. And before I even showed up in the story, he had already bombed a planet with all of these other guys on it. And Xanthus actually shows up, and he's a mind cleansed from Kaladin's cadre. But I figured, hey, there's nothing to say what happened before that, so I'm going to use that information. And basically, I just said, you know what, fuck it. Xanthus was Kaladin's interrogator before Kaladin sent him off to where he would eventually meet the party. And Dimko, shut up.
I'm kidding, Muslim.
Oh, I know. Hey, it's a good idea, and it would explain how Xanthus knows this information. Kaladin was a servant of Tzeentch.
I mean, but for this campaign,
he was a servant.
I like it.
Because he's a dipshit, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a servant of Khorne who...
In mine, he's a servant of... Or, was, because he's dead, but yeah.
That was just stupid. How would a servant of Khorne have psyker powers? As Kaladin was a fucking psyker. Why would Khorne have... we're not talking about this right now. We have our own game to get to.
It's like with Kairas from Dawn of War.
Yeah, plot holes.
Technically, he has psyker powers, if I remember correctly, and
Kairas was a librarian
of the chapter. Librarian. He was the drafted librarian. He didn't
makes it even more ridiculous.
Well, I mean, they can become part of Khorne. They just can't use their powers while they are worshipped.
I mean, I think Khorne technically hates sorcerers, but in the end, I think Khorne doesn't give a fuck if it's sorcerer or not, as long as he does the blood for the black god thing.
Yeah. But yes, to answer your question, Xanthus' first Inquisitor was a Tzeentchian heretic, and he had access to forbidden lore and taught Xanthus this forbidden lore.
According to knowledge of your character, is that guy still alive or dead? Or
oh no, Kaladin is very dead.
The old.
I'm talking in this campaign. In
this campaign, yes, he is dead, and that is how Xanthus is still alive. Is that he proved his loyalty by being in the team that kills Kaladin. Okay,
I'm very satisfied with that answer. Okay, yeah, now I remember the two things that I needed Lyra for, but before we get to that, Josh, do you have any questions, or do you think that you need ask about specific piece of information that you think you might lacking?
I think it's just a lot of information. So I'm trying to absorb it as best as I can. If I get something wrong, just correct me, but I'm also going through the tech support and trying to listen to you guys right now. So I might be on a little bit of autopilot, and if I mess something up, just let me know what I messed up.
Okay. So the two things that I wanted Lyra for, One, I remember we had a discussion because I was pretty sure that Lyra would would want to contact like Lord Inquisitor Caden to give like a report about her mission. And I think the discussion was, would she use the obviously encrypted communication channels, or would she deem this information important enough that she would want to go back to Calixian Conclave personally? As of this point, I don't remember where Calixian Conclave is, so I'm just waiting.
It's on Scintilla. It's in the Tricorn Palace.
Wait. I have.
It's in the capital of Scintilla, basically.
Is it? I think it is Calixis Sectoria.
Yep.
Is it in Golgena Reach part?
I have the map open. 1 sec. It is in Golgena. Yep. It's the fuck off huge planet in the bottom.
Scintilla. Yeah, I see it.
West of Golgena.
Yep, I see it. Scintilla. Okay. Yes, I think the discussion was like that. So I think the first decision for Lyra is like how she wants to inform Inquisitor, or if she doesn't want to inform him. But I think I remember I asked you on one of the previous sessions, regarding your status reporting to Caden, and I think you said that you will giving him if something important happens, you will give him a status update. And this, in my eyes, this seems like a kinda important thing.
Okay,
it's bigger than all of us.
The information I'm telling him is about the now I can't remember his name. We just said it
Marabas Lord of Change.
Okay.
There is
a giant fish.
Yeah, there's a powerful Greater Demon of Siege named Greater Demon of Siege that's apparently manipulating the conflict here and might be turning the Severan Dominant, which is in rebellion, which is bad enough, but it might also be turning to chaos, which would be worse.
It isn't yet, but that's what they're planning to do, I think.
Okay.
And that's on top of this other rogue trader that has already been seen in the company of Chaos Space Marines. So,
who is on the Ohm's world, which is the Severan Dominant capital.
Not capital, just
not capital, one of the main worlds.
Yeah, apparently Kulf is capital, the war planet. Apparently.
It's not the functional capital at any rate, but it's, things are going a little bit worse.
Although, to be fair, the idea... Okay, maybe it's not far-fetched, but it's your assumption that Marabas wants to turn Severan Dominate into chaos. But it might be right, it might be wrong, you never know. But yeah, before we go... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Is there any way for us to know for sure that Caden is going to be at the Conclave? Because I know he kind of hides himself and not a lot of people really know.
Send him a message ahead of time.
Yeah.
Make it vague. Will you be here? Blah, blah, blah.
The Tricorn Palace is also the seat of the Inquisition in the Calixian sector, so even if he's not there, the inquisitorial, not government, but
higher echelon, ruling body.
There's people of authority there. Or the Lord Inquisitor, at least somebody there.
But to be fair, you are not exactly his protege, but he has some sort of interest in you succeeding. And not very day ago or something, I had that mental image that I know how talking with Caden looks like. It's like the council guy from XCOM. This is vaguely. Like
the other
vague
question
shape.
is, so we got the 3 pieces of the map, right?
Yes.
And have we activated them at all, or tried to use them to find the artifact we were originally sent here to find?
We have 3
That
or
was
4
one of the-
pieces, correct?
Yes, you need one more. The last one, as far as you are aware, is on Omsword, apparently with Krieger.
And I could have sworn that was its own argument.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one of the sticking points we had, is we couldn't decide whether or not we should activate the pieces once we get them all.
Like, you just need all pieces to actually get the proper coordinates to find the ancient
Yeah,
weapon.
no, well.
If you don't have all, you will not find.
Oh yeah,
that piece.
that was our point, whether or not we
When
should
we
just
get
leave
them.
this be.
And there were arguments, many arguments over whether we should just hide the map, seal it away, destroy it.
We could
use it.
essentially just give it to Caden
That
once we've had them all. Yeah.
Well, we
Assuming
were
we can
supposed to
find the
recover
real
them
Caden.
and get the artifact. So I think what
We learned the artifact was giant weapon of
it was
mass
something
destruction.
that could turn the tides.
Well, that's something that Caden already knows. He sent us here specifically for that purpose.
Yeah, he wanted us to recover the map and get the artifact.
Wasn't it just a rumor though? We investigated whether it's true.
The initial objective was to help Maximilian Vermilion because he sent like a distress call or something, like to find out what's happened with him. But at the same time, even earlier than that, Caden gave another Inquisitor a task of pursuing this rumor of the weapon in itself.
Okay.
And that Inquisitor, who was named Valten Sidov, recruited Maximilian to help him, and now Valten Sidov is nowhere to be found, and you in turn. But you know what? I think it will be simpler if, like, first just decide. You can like gather up your cadre, you can discuss, but I want to at first know, are you gonna like try to contact Caden? It won't take too much time. You are not exactly too high on the clock, because the travel to Omsword will take several days at least, like enough so you will get your payday. And that's the other thing I will need to figure it out. How the fuck do you get the money in the first place?
As well.
But yeah, I would just want to know, do you like contact him through the communication channels, which are, you can be fairly certain that they are very well encrypted, especially if they are going straight to like Caden's like channels? Or will you just spend more time getting to Conclave, meeting him kinda in person, and then returning, which would take kinda more time, but you know.
Out of character, I say better to be safe than sorry, but that's.
Can you point out where we are on the map?
Give me a moment. As far as I'm aware, we ended
I don't remember.
last session on Admirals. Either Admirals, or we already decided to go to Maximilian Vermilion's ship.
I mean, do you know what sector we're in?
Periphery subsector, kinda.
That's a bit of a, between the periphery and
Slightly far
that's
away.
An awfully far way to go. That's a week
Should
at
we-
least, not longer.
Yeah, probably longer. Even if they like,
Wait,
the Admiral's ship
wait.
is good, so it's like 2 weeks in one direction.
So where are we headed to now?
That's what we're deciding. We're deciding whether or not we want to make the trip to Scintilla or just Astropath, what's his name, the information, and go somewhere else.
Oh, my.
And we know that the other rogue trader is on Kolth.
On
Right.
Omsword, and Omsword is not visible on this map or any of the maps. I don't know why. I just
So-
don't know where it is.
What if we get the 4th map piece and then contact Caden afterwards?
That
We
would
don't
make
know.
more sense.
We don't know whether this guy is going to. Well, it'll be a month time. He could be anywhere by then. By the time we get back, And we know for certain he's on him as well. Problem is, I guess, well,